A new Division I women's volleyball poll has been released, and it goes as follows, and it's now shocking up top. Nebraska with 63 first place votes, then Wisconsin number 1. This is according to AVCA poll, by the way. Then it goes as follows from after that. Nobody has first place votes or anything like that. Stanford, Louisville, Texas, Washington State, Pitt, BYU, Oregon, Arkansas, Georgia Tech, Tennessee, Penn State, Kansas, Kentucky, Purdue, Creighton, Dayton, Florida, Baylor, Arizona State, Houston, Western Kentucky, Auburn, and UC Santa Barbara runs out the top 25. Now, obviously, UCF had to drop it from 24. I mean, they lost the first set against Baylor. I mean, they won the first set against Baylor in that first match, but then Baylor won the next 3 in that match, and in the following match they swept them. So, makes a lot of sense. Now, receiving vote teams are like Minnesota with 70, UCF with 63, Marquette 31, Indiana 30, USC as in versus Southern California 27, Iowa State 16, Ohio State 16, James Madison 5, Texas A&M with 3. So I'm now going to go over the RPI and talk about that, like 1 through 16 and 40 through 60. But first, of 1 through 16 would be Nebraska, Stanford, Texas, Wisconsin, Louisville, Washington State, Pitt, Oregon, Arkansas, Florida, BYU, Georgia Tech, Penn State, Tennessee, Purdue, Kentucky. And this is important for the NCAA tournament seasons because you could very well potentially host up to Elite 8. I mean, if you're a high enough seed, you could host up to that point, besides the first and second rounds. Now, that does affect them too in terms of RPI, but it also affects the bubble teams out there. And I'm going to go like the 43-60 just to give generic teams out there, and I know some of these conferences might not be mentioned for that particular team because it's a one big league and their RPI is so low. And just take that into consideration on this when I'm saying these teams. UC Santa Barbara, University of Northern Iowa, UCF, Drake, UCLA, Loyola Marymount, California, Indiana, Cal, Wichita State, TCU, Colorado, St. John's in New York, Stena Foston, aka SFA, Mississippi State, Ohio State, Georgia, Rice, Florida Coast University, Hawaii, Long Beach State, and Texas State. And Ohio State's 7-12, by the way. I don't know what they're going to do if they still have a losing record, by the way. So, obviously, if you're in one big league and your team's not mentioned here because your conference is so low in RPI, you got to win on your conference win the regular season championship tournament, regular season in your conference. And if you have a conference tournament, you got to win that for sure, just to guarantee yourselves. Of course, if you're in a bubble team and you have a conference tournament, you got to win it just to make sure you're in it or make a deep enough run. Obviously, you got to avoid bad losses as much as possible and win as much as possible. That's simple. And for those top 16 teams, of course, you don't want to have bad losses or upset losses occur on you. So, yeah, that's just a generic breakdown there. And now I'm going to go over my top 10. It goes as follows: Nebraska, Wisconsin, Stanford, Louisville, Pitt, Texas, Washington State, BYU, Oregon, and Arkansas. Very similar to that poll. It's just a little bit different. But the 5 through 7 is so close. I mean, outside looking at it like Georgia Tech, Tennessee, Penn State, Kansas, Kentucky, Purdue, Creighton, Dayton. I know it's up to 8 teams, but you get the point. And now I'm going to go with some top 25 games between now and next poll. Number 20 Baylor at number 5 Texas twice. And this is the last time these two teams will play as a conference member against each other. Because remember, Texas is going to SEC in a year from now. Number 8 Oregon at number 6 Washington State. Obviously, that's another matchup right there. Both teams are. Well, we don't know where Washington State's going to go, but we know what Oregon's going to go. Number 3 Stanford at number 21 Arizona State. Of course, both those teams are going in different directions. I mean, Stanford to ACC and Arizona State to the Big 12. And number 10 Arkansas. At number 19, Florida. So, yeah, of course, we have to watch out for any of those upsets. Not just ranked over ranked, but unranked versus ranked teams, or even receiving votes over ranked teams. But you get the point. Unranked beats ranked, because those do happen. Of course, it's like in every sport. So, anyways, if you like this content, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later on the road to 600 subscribers. Of course, the ultimate goal is 1,000, so I can make money off this. Of course, liking the video, watching the video, commenting the video really does help the YouTube algorithm so more people could see it. Sharing the video does help too, because it does broaden out the audience some too, and it's more people could see it. In addition, like, if you're watching and not subscribed, please subscribe. Of course, if you're subscribed and not hit the notification bell, please do so, because that way you don't miss any of these videos here. So thanks again for watching, and have a great day, y'all.